So this is where we spawned, and I could not be happier right now. This looks so cute already. Oh my god. Okay, we might be able to get some fast and easy resources here. However, I do not see iron. What a lovely start with the dogs. Okay, we have a mission. Kill skeletons. Get dog. Welcome to my modded 1.19 Let's Play. Let's start with the basics and gather some wood so we can get started with our tools. Let's grab all of this. Maybe use the fur. And we have our first crafting table. The first of many. I don't really want to waste any of my resources on making wooden stuff, wooden tools, because there is literally so much stone around us. And let's just start here. Stone Age! Let's go. Yep. So, let's grab our sticks. I should have placed multiple, but that's a-okay. And we got our starting stuff. I am so happy. We're doing so good. Let's already make a furnace. I'd like to chop down another tree. And, oh, I love excavation. We should also gather food. And I always feel really shitty when doing this. I really hate doing this. But I would also like to not die. And unfortunately, I'm gonna have to murder some animals. Oh my god. Oh, oops. Best news ever. I am so sorry for what I'm about to do. Apologies. Thanks for your wool. I really appreciate it. I also really appreciate this. I'm sorry. Oh. Hi. I'm so happy to see you. I'm so sorry. Let's make this beautiful, beautiful first little home. And let's fill this in with some planks. And let's sleep through our first night. We should have, I mean I, cooked some food, but we don't have coal just yet. Yay! Cook ourselves a nice meal. Okay. I need to find way more food as soon as possible, but the only animal I see around here is wolves, and more wolves, and I do not really feel like, killing them. Let's maybe make some torches before we go here. I'm so happy to announce that we found our first iron ore. Oh! After gathering our first few coal and iron, we go on the lookout for some food. I feel really bad doing this, but a girl's gotta eat. So while we wander the pretty biomes around us, I stock up on everything I can find so we can eventually prepare to actually conquer the mines. And this mini adventure leaves us with about 30 pieces of meat. It's not that much, but it should be enough to get us started. Then it was time to find our way back home using the mini map, so I hope you enjoyed this little speed run of our journey back home. I also found a little vein of iron on the way home, which is always great. Ah, finally. That felt like it took years. Now that we're back at our base, we cook up some food and we also acquire our first piece of iron. After waiting a little bit longer, we make our first iron pick, which is a great accomplishment. After letting everything cook, we fill up on some food and it is ready to conquer some mobs. As I said at the beginning of this episode, I really want to get bones so we can get our first dog, so we kind of have to face mobs for that. Oh! Yay! I'd love to make a shield. I feel like if we're going to be dealing with skeletons without having armor, this could be a necessity. After searching around a little bit, we finally found our first skeleton, and thankfully we got that shield because, well, we definitely needed it. And there was also so many mobs around, but luckily the dogs came and helped me fight all of the mobs. Ow! Then after what felt like the longest night of my Minecraft life, the sun finally came up and the mobs started to rightfully burn. And then after a long night of fighting, we used our bones to tame our first dog, and look what a cutie he is. I noticed my inventory was filling up way too fast, so we make our first chest so we can kind of dump all of the stuff that we don't really need at all times. Now it is finally time to go to the mines. Of course, we're not bringing our dog with us because I would rather die a billion times than let something happen to that dog. So we jump down this kind of ravine looking thing, and filled with fear, I explore this cave. So we are surrounded by the dangers of those spider caves, and I know that if you, if you break one of those spider eggs, lots of mini spiders will spawn, and I would really rather not. And after bravely fighting in the mines and gathering so much iron, this happens. A chest plate. Oh! Really? After getting the jump scare of my life, I do what I do best, and I very slowly but very steadily continue to grind on. After waiting a good bit for our iron to smelt, we can finally finish up our iron armor set so we are more protected to keep on exploring these mines. After a good 20 minutes, I decided to start vein mining at the right level to find diamonds, and lo and behold, oh my god, I can't believe it. Okay, it's only one. Oh, it's three. Oh. I continue to look for diamonds and find even more. And more diamonds. Yay! And I even stumble upon a chest in a mine shaft that unfortunately does not have what I want, which is a name tag. And then I stumble upon a cave spider spawner, so we quickly get rid of it. And to our luck, we found another chest which does have a name tag and also a backpack, which is something that we've been wanting all along, and now we can also take way more stuff home from our adventures. Our trip to the mines went smoothly, but getting home was less smooth. Just watch. Yeah, I'm not too proud, but anyways, luckily, we have a gravestone mod, so all is not lost. Before one of you guys tells me in the comments, that's cheating, that's not fair, I don't care. I don't care. Do I want to do things against my will? No. So will I get a gravestone mod? Yes. Okay, the only thing we basically lost is our levels, and that kind of sucks. But I also think, like, if that's the only thing, I can take it. I can take it. We end up having like 4 stacks of lapis, 2 stacks of redstone, and maybe like 3-ish stacks of iron. So that is like a great start for our first actual cave run, in my opinion. Oh, let's not forget 7 diamonds. 7! And to kind of treat myself, and because I'm so proud that I got 13 bones, I decided to get more dogs, actually as many as I could. So I end up picking up that darker one, and then a gray one. Like, aren't they the cutest little things ever? We now have 3 dogs in total, which I think is the perfect amount because 3 is my favorite number. So let's take these babies home. When I opened up my Minecraft the next day, I was so excited to see that the chests were now officially Christmas presents because it was almost Christmas time. But I also ran into a little recording issue, meaning that all my audio got messed up and we will have to be doing the second part of this video using voiceover only. I hope that's okay with you guys. Before we permanently leave our first home, I decided to kind of look around and see what neat stuff I could pick up in our surroundings, and I found our first waystone. We head back home where we end up smelting our final few resources. We pack our stuff and we spend our final night in this bed. After that, we pack up the entire base and off we go. We get really lucky and on our journey find a jungle. This will be really handy because you can make scaffolding using bamboo, which will make the building process of our whole village so much easier. After exploring for ages and biomes after biomes, I find this cute looking biome. It has an area that is covered in clovers, which I will be removing, but it kind of serves as a plains, which is very nice because then we can just get to building without having to chop down any trees. But around us we have like a birch forest. We also have these cool looking mushrooms and unfortunately also dripstones, but let's ignore that. Let's place down our bed and have our first night of sleep in the new biome, in our new place, which looks so good. Like, come on, the sun hits just perfectly. Decide that I need to kind of get my stuff sorted now that we know where we'll be staying, so we're doing a little mini setup for the time being. We then plop down our waystone so we can finally officially have a place called home. Now, let's get down to business. In every single world that I have, I always complain about not having enough books because for some reason, you always end up needing them. So, we're being early with this, but we're setting up a little sugarcane farm by our shore. Now that we have a basic spawn picked out and our little chest system set in place, it is time that we go gather some resources for the build of our first home. First things first, before we can start building, I'm going to need some bamboo so we can use scaffolding to make the process so much easier. It soon turned to night, so we are forced to head back home with 44 bamboo in my pockets. Back home, I decided to blow up a creeper, sleep through the night, and then fill up the hole made by said creeper that I totally made explode on purpose. It was not an accident. And then we are on our merry way to go gather resources to build our first house. This is the map around us. It looks really pretty. As you can see, we're located around so many biomes, meaning we have access to a lot of different types of wood and resources, which is great. On our way to gather the first resources for the home, I stopped by this azalea tree, meaning there is a lush cave around here, which is amazing news because I love axolotls and lush caves, but also azalea. The first thing we'll be needing for our home is lots and lots of spruce. So it is time to go ham on this spruce forest, and luckily the excavation mod helps that process go along a bit faster. After chopping down half of this spruce forest, I remembered that I downloaded a mod that helps you keep track of what you have to do. It's basically a little notepad that you can pin to the side of your game at all times, so I've decided to make a little note to write down everything that I will be needing for my build, which is granite, spruce, vines, flowers, glass, azalea leaves, oak leaves, any red block, dirt blocks, and some shutters. On our way home, we pick up these cute flowers to use in our build, and I empty out some of the stuff that I have found on my first resource, hunt, adventure, whatever you want to call it. We make some more tools because ours are, well, either broken or non-existent. And then I plant some of that bamboo so I can make sure we never run out. And then I craft my first few scaffoldings. I end up going for 18 because I feel like that's enough for the time being. And just like that, we have survived yet another day. And good morning! We have lots and lots to do today. One of the main concerns right now is the fact that I really don't have a lot of food on me, and I also have yet to build anything that resembles a house. I kind of wanted to know if I could maybe use this block to incorporate it in my roof because I wanted something red orangey, but unfortunately, no, it just breaks. Of course it does. Because I still really needed a red or maybe orange looking block for my roof, I decided to go take a look at this redwood forest right behind my home. So this is really easy for us to access if we want more blocks, and also the excavation mod makes this just oh so satisfying, don't you think? Now that we have a red block or orangey block picked out, it is time to excavate lots and lots of sand. Then I moved along to the azalea leaves, but I'm still unsure if you are able to get a sapling that like allows you to get azalea leaves and like I don't know, because I chopped this whole tree down, didn't get saplings, and now I'm kind of fearing that I did something wrong. So feel free to educate me on how to get more of these azalea leaves because, well, I took them all and that's all we got. But in case it does work, I did plant an oak sapling on the spot that used to have the azalea leaved tree, so maybe that works. I have no clue. At this point, I had close to everything that I needed. I was really lucky to have found a jungle giving me the vines as well, and I picked up granite along the way. So it is time to get rid of one layer of our biome, of our mountain or hill, whatever you want to call it, because I felt like it was a little bit too high and a little bit too narrow maybe. So I completely get rid of it. Bye bye, top layer of our hill. I realized that the windows I wanted needed stripped dark oak log, so I went on a little extra side quest for some dark oak logs, which was pretty easy to find considering we have 15 billion biomes literally next to us. So I place all of those, strip them, and then we have everything we need to make our windows, which is a window base that then using sticks you can turn into like a window grill, I don't know how to pronounce it, base. And then you add your stripped log to it, you get these beautiful looking windows. Now I basically have every single resource needed to build this house. So that's what I did. And I did that for about an hour and a half. The idea that I had in mind was basically something that had multiple pieces. I wanted it to have a tower, and I also really wanted to use A-frame roofs. Instead of using dirt, however, I decided to go with moss because that just gave a really pretty effect. I preferred it. So the color palette is going to be green and red and then wood tones, and then also some more like lighter hints using the granite and some of that birch. So, are you guys ready for the house reveal? In 3, 2, 1. Ta-da! This is what I ended up building. It is not really big yet, and we haven't decorated the inside. I also wanted to add some more moss, but you know, we'll do with this for the time being. But yeah, I'm really, really happy with it. I cannot wait to start decorating it in the next episode. So that is definitely something that we will be doing, that we will be focusing on, next to also maybe trying to find a village, because we still haven't done that. Those 2 things are my top priorities. So I hope to see you there. Thank you for watching. Bye!